Okay, hello. So I have a few minutes. I thought I would just wire together. Let's see. Oh my god. Wire together this UI we have so that we can start storing the state, and we're gonna do it very easily on approve. Or not easily, in a simple way. So whenever we approve user stories, whenever we approve, we are just gonna. So this is getting like a bit too. I think maybe I need to install Immer here because it's getting ridiculous. These nested structures. But anyways, so we're gonna write this state to write file. Do I have fs here? Import stars fs from fs promises. So that would be this path. I guess I removed path as well. Import stars path from path. And we're going to join this workspace path with web assistant folder name, and we're gonna now say user stories.json, and what we're gonna write there is just a stringify of this state. Simple stuff. Fs write file. So that's what we're gonna do. Every time we approve, we just write it to the and then we have to make sure through our workspace builder that, well, first let's say that we need the initial state. So that would be, it's just called workspace state. And then where do we use that? Wait, I have an error. Oh, initial state. Yeah, I think it's fine. Let's just store the full state. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Let's say initial. Initial state or cool. And then when we build up the workspace, is this where we do it or is it in the editor? Can't remember. It's here. Okay, so idea. Idea result. Where is the idea? Oh yeah. So we have use. Oh, workspace. Oh, it should be workspace state. That's nice because then we also start in the. This is gonna be nice. Workspace state. We could actually just write to the. As part of setting the state, we can actually write the state as well to the file system. That's interesting. But we can do that later. So we read the workspace state, and this would be workspace state. So, oh yeah, so it works as I say, we'll parse that, and then this will be initial state, workspace state. I guess it should be undefined. Oh, workspace state result. There we go. Just make sure I think I need to. It's getting so warm here now. It's pretty amazing, but it's. I think I need to shower. Workspace state. I think we're fine now. We should be able to like start it up. Let's just try it. So I'm gonna open the project folder. I'm gonna insert the initial thingy here. And then we're gonna approve those. And that's gonna write the state. Yes. So now if I close it and open it. Yeah, and we're right there. Nice. So what we need now is a way to update these things. And we can quite easily do this. The question is, where do we update it? Like, should we have a component for this and just have internal state? And then when you click update, we send that directly to Electron. Or we could just click approve, but we kind of need that text to follow along. How would we define that? Like, I guess we could just pass it on approve. No, how should we do this? How do I want to update it? Okay, there are basically two. I think I'm not really here. I'm thinking about other stuff. How will I get through this? So there are basically two opportunities. I can pass in the new text on approve, but that feels wrong. We should really have a button to update. When I change this, it should. Yeah, so I think we need to make this a component really, so that has internal state of this text, and then. But now we have approve here, which is like should be replaced when we. Okay, so I think we should just create a similar like checklist. We should just create a similar component. I'm just gonna put it here, which would be like text area or something, which gets the text, and on update it has updated text, and we don't have like disabled or anything like that, but it should contain, yeah, on update, on approved. Oops. Void Rooney. Text unapproved, on update. I'm just gonna check something. Yup, boom, boom. Yup. Unapproved, on update, and we're gonna insert this text area and the approve button. We're gonna call it text area. Oops. Then we are gonna return. So the value here would be the text, and then we have, so yeah, so this is the thing. We're gonna have internal state there, which is like value, set value, use state, text, and then we have value, and then we have set value, which is event target value. So we're just gonna keep, so this will be unapproved. And the thing is, we need to know if text equals, how would this work? Yeah, text equals value. Then we're gonna say approve, or I'll give it null for now. But I think I have, I'm just gonna change the music. Okay. Oh yeah. Oops. Let's see. So we have approve has changed. This is the update. So this would be unupdate, and we pass in value. So this is the new text. And from the outside, we know what we need to call. Yeah. So let's, yeah, I can just do this, and we can say text equals user story. Oh no. Interactions unapproved. This will be approve user stories, which is weird, but that's what it is. And then we have updated text. And the thing is, we know what index we have, so we need to call, like we need to send an event, and that event needs to be, like, I guess we just need to listen to a specific, like I could argue that we can just send event like user story text update, and then the internal state in Electron knows where to apply that text because they are in sync. But I could also say create one event for each. No, we're gonna do that. Send event type update user stories text. Oh my god, this is horrible. Text is updated text. So we're gonna add that. I can do that right away. Update. Where are those things? API message. Yeah, so this is or type text string, And now we should be able to handle that. Oh. What was I doing? Now we should be able to handle this in the workspace. So we already have an on event, and then we can do case. And we kind of now need to figure out what text are we going to update. And we're basically gonna, yeah, I need a better way to deal with this, but I don't have, we need this current flow stuff. There's probably a much better way to do this, but at least we can get it running. So if, or, yeah, so we're gonna do if current flow dot mode equals interactions. We know that we are updating interactions. And then we're basically just going to say this state equals this state flows, this state flows, and user stories, this state uses flows, user stories. And then we have yes, so this is, if we're in interactions, we know, yeah, so this will be actually current flow. This will be current flow user stories slice. And this will be current flow index from current flow index. Oh, sorry, from 0 to current flow index. And then we update the actual item with the new text. So that would be current flow user stories index, or current flow index. And then interactions would be updated text. Or what did I call it? Oh, event text. And then we need to insert the rest of the thingies. So this would be from current flow index +1. I think this is it. So now we're updating the state. Yeah, let's see if that works. Do I have it running? Yeah. But that was actually a pretty good. That was actually a pretty good. The user will best interact with by providing a text input field where they can type out the description. That's fine. That's a good one. Oh, interesting. The user will best interact. Oh yeah, now we have the internal. So this will kind of be, we need to, key would be state index. User can, by opening the app, navigate the task, and then clicking on the add task button. Yeah, I'm still reflecting on this. The user can click add task button to add the description as a task. Add a new task with the description. So this, like, as we talked about, like, here it does not know about the previous step, and this is kind of what we're exploring. Like, how far can you get with the concept of the user is the only actor in this flow that has the full context. Each step is like, it's very isolated, and the idea is really that if you want to fill in these steps with automated context, it will get it wrong. Or it's not as reliable as the user just telling. Yeah, it's not as reliable. And it's way less complicated. Like, you don't have to do anything about the context of the user, right? They just have that in their heads. The only complicated part there is giving the user a tool to convey that context from their head to some kind of structure that can be acted upon. And then we reduced a lot of complexity in here as well, because it doesn't need context other than like its specific context. It's very minimal context. What happens if I click update? Oh, look at that. And then I approve that. Beautiful. By logging in. Yeah, and again, we talked about, like, this is not wrong. It's just lack of context. But the question is it lack of context from the user? Or is it lack of context from the other generated context we have here? So here it states that by logging in, right? It's not wrong stating that could be the case even if it had the context of the other user stories. It could still suggest that. The application always shows a list of tasks added. Yeah, let's just do that and approve it. By selecting I want to and then confirming, yeah. And there could probably be a format to these interactions, just like a user story has, like, as a user, I want to. Interactions could probably have a similar format. But we're not exploring that now. Each task in the list has a delete button with the text delete. Which the user can click to delete the task. Update, approve. Like, this looks pretty shitty and it's not very. Oh, something bad happened. Oh, I'm at the end, of course. Okay, cool. So now we have interactions, and we're now gonna add behavior. So we're basically gonna do the same thing and add behavior, but I need to take a shower, so I'm gonna do that. At least, yeah, this just helped me decide on where we're at here. And then after we have behavior, we're gonna look at producing a proof of concept like we did previously. And yes. And then after we have that, we're back at where we were, but we have a very different approach to how we use the LLMs. And then we're going to look at what does planning mean? And what I'm thinking is that we want to design instructions. And what's interesting here is that now we're kind of leaving the space of the user context and what the user can provide with. At this point, generating these instructions is not really something the user can help with. So what we would need to do is see what happens now. We're going to use more LLMs, but we're going to continue using this concept of, like, the LLM is just a function. We're going to narrow down. We're going to take one user story at a time. We'll probably go in and, like, I'm not sure what we're going to do. We can try broad first and kind of do. Yeah, what's interesting here that's missing, but this I think we're going a bit horizontal now so that we implement something simple. But what I want here is to, in addition to like user story interactions and behavior, I also want an LLM to ask specifically about Firebase functionality. And that is really not using our existing LLM, like it's still OpenAI, but it's not through our prompt function. It's actually through the RAG we have. So we have a RAG for actually the code itself. But we can add RAG for the Firebase documentation. Or we can just, maybe we don't even need that. Maybe we can just rely on an LLM for now. It will be some stale training data, but that doesn't matter. Like getting up to date API documentation is a very different problem to solve. So we can avoid that for now. But another thing we haven't done here is like evaluate, like as part of those user stories before they even go into, when we click approve, we should really check, are those user stories applicable to the application? Like maybe the user stories already, the task management thing already exists, right? Who knows? But yeah. Okay, good talk. We'll talk later. This was a short one.